Hey everybody, Big Yanklevich here, podcaster, author, and carnivore. And we're back with part 3 of the second carnivore challenge that I'm doing with Marshall Latham. And I think we're kicking some butt here. I think it's going really well. I think we're changing some lives here as well in the process of this. Let's go check out our daily reports and see how things are going. And you can't find nothing at all when there was nothing there all along. That's right, everybody. I just got back from my concert. I went to see Death Cab for Cutie, and it was a fun show. They sang that song, which is my favorite of their songs, and many more. But yeah, it made my day a little different than usual. To be able to go to the concert, I switched my schedule with somebody at work, so I went in at the early time and was able to get off in plenty of time to make it over to the show. So I wasn't able to do my usual bacon and eggs breakfast thing this morning. Instead, after I got my son off to school, I started cooking some ground beef. I had a whole 5-pound chub of it, but I only had enough time to get the 2.5, I cut it in half because it fills the entire, the whole freaking frying pan with just half of it. So I cooked all of that up and put that into a container, and then the other half I just put into a Ziploc bag that I'm gonna cook up later. And took that with me to work. And when I got to work, I had some of it. It was probably like 11 o'clock when I ate a bowl of that. And then after that was it. I didn't eat anything else for the rest of the day. And I was fine. I probably got hungry a time or two. I think I could have eaten something while I was sitting waiting for the show to start at about 7:30, 8 o'clock, but that wasn't available. Instead, there was only non-carnivore food. If there was any food, I don't even know if there was food. They did have a bar, so there were drinks. But yeah, that was all that was available, stuff that I could not partake of. So yeah, I skipped all that and I just kind of went without. And that's what I had for food today. So that was day 11. See what Marshall had for day 11.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm coming home again, driving. I just stopped off at Walmart on my way home. My wife asked me to pick up some more eggs because she hasn't had a chance to go to the store. And we're running out because I've been eating eggs every day. And my daughter has too. She hasn't been eating cereal and bagels. Well, sometimes she does, but she's been eating a lot more eggs lately, and that's a good thing, because, yeah, for a long time, all the kids would eat was cereal and bagels and that kind of stuff. Toast. So that's been good. Hopefully, some of that's been my influence on her. But I think, she's probably the one that likes eggs the most. Speaking of eggs, that's what I had for breakfast this morning. Surprise. But I didn't have ham. I had ground sausage in with the scrambled eggs, and that was very good. My wife actually made them for me, which typically, I make my own breakfast. I don't need somebody to, but she offered, because I was running a little bit late and had to take a shower and everything. She says, well, do you want me to scramble you up some eggs? So she did, and don't tell anybody, but I've been putting a little bit of milk in my scrambled eggs when I scramble it up. And I know that's a no-no, that you shouldn't be eating milk on the carnivore diet. And I can talk more about that later, or Big can explain it to you. But I've been saying, a couple times lately I've been using water too, just a little bit of water to make it a little more fuller. More full, not more fuller. And but I've been talking about, well, I should just add heavy cream instead of milk, but I'd never done that before. I'd never tried that. And so she told me after I ate the eggs, she goes, did you like your eggs? I'm like, yeah, they were good. She goes, oh, I used heavy cream, a little bit of heavy cream in there instead of milk. So, and it was great. Couldn't tell the difference. So I won't use milk anymore. I will use scrambled eggs. And I didn't put a lot of milk in there anyway. But, so what else did I have today? I had a couple pieces of jerky. For lunch, surprise, I had ground taco meat, ground beef taco meat. And yeah, it's the same thing I've had for the last 3 days, but I made a bunch of it and I don't have to think about what I'm going to eat. You know, I don't have to prepare something every day. I prepared it and there was enough for 3 days. So why not just use what I already have prepared? So that's why I've been eating that for the last 3 days, but I'll have to come up with something else tomorrow. I had a couple pieces of Baby Bell cheese, you know, the little round circles of it. And then I did bring a little bit of summer sausage to work, and I just had that a little bit ago. And I wasn't going to have any pork rinds, but since I was at Walmart, I picked up some pork rinds. So I'm having some of those today as I go home. So yes, that whole intermittent fasting thing, I've done it a couple times this week, I think. But maybe next week I'll dedicate myself to doing intermittent fasting every single day, eating within a 4 to 6 hour eating window. But haven't done that today, and we'll just keep going until the end, and then probably keep going after that. All right, have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, thanks, Marshall. Looking good. Okay, we'll see you guys next time. Hey everybody, it's day 12 and it's been a pretty good day. This morning I had some bacon and eggs for my breakfast. And I mean, it was at lunchtime. I had it at about noon, a little before noon. And, you know, I've mostly kind of settled into doing the 1 meal a day thing. But this time around, I thought I would try to go against that. I have some ground beef here at work, and around 6, when, you know, dinner time came along, and I was feeling a little hungry, and I said, you know what, I'm going to eat an extra meal. I think I was watching Kelly Hogan the other day, and she was talking to somebody. I can't remember the name of the person, but they were talking about how the most common problem that they see with somebody who's trying to do carnivore is that they don't eat enough. Especially people who aren't losing weight, which is me. I have not really lost any weight yet. So, you know, I'd like to see that happen. So I thought maybe I'm just not eating enough. That could be the problem. Maybe I ought to calculate up what the calories are for a pound of bacon and 6 eggs. I've done that before, and I want to say it's around like 1,400 calories. If that's all I eat in a day, that's probably not enough, especially for a big dude like me. So yeah, I had another meal of just ground beef, and it was tasty, it was good. I ate plenty of it, and that's going to be my eating for today. So I am done, and we'll get back to it again tomorrow. I guess let's see what Marshall Latham's up to today.
This morning, so last night I cooked up a whole pack of bacon, cut it into thirds, and just cooked the whole thing in a big pot and fried it all up and put it aside. And I probably had 1 or 2 little pieces of bacon last night, and then my wife had a little bit last night, and then I put a little bit in a bowl, or in a little container for her. And I put the rest of it in a baggie for me and put it in the fridge and brought it with me today to eat at work. I did fry up about 4 eggs this morning and ate those before I left. And then after I got to work, I had the bacon bits, or I don't know which one to call them, bacon jerky. You know, I just ate them like jerky out of a bag, just little pieces of bacon. So that was really good. I also had a few pork rinds. I made a little baggie, or medium-sized baggie of pork rinds. It's better than having the entire bag or the entire tub, because then I think I eat too much. And for me, I see if I eat too much of the fat, which pork rinds are pure fat, then I do get the runs. So I try to limit my intake of that. But what else did I have today? I had some pieces of cheese, and I have some jerky, but I haven't eaten it yet. Maybe I won't, I don't know. For lunch, I was gonna have a whole bunch of corned beef that my wife unthawed, and she had some and kept a bag for me. So that was gonna be my lunch today, was corned beef. I don't know, it was really good when I first ate it. And then the second time that I had it, I didn't care for it as much. It just didn't sit right with me. And it was really tough because I cooked it in the microwave, and I figured that's what it was. So I thought, okay, I'll like it again now. But yeah, I had a couple pieces, you know, they were just little, they were cut into little strips. And I still didn't care for it too much. It just kind of made me have a sick feeling, and so I'm not going to eat the whole bag. And so what did I do? I ordered a Subway meal, and I actually have it. And it's a protein bowl, and I just ordered it. It's I think it's called Premium Meats or something like that. I ordered it online and was set to pick up, and I was getting ready for a few things before I went and picked it up, because it always takes them a little bit to get it ready. And I got a phone call from Subway, and they're saying, sir, I just want to make sure this order was correct. Do you just want the meat and the cheese? You don't want any vegetables on there? I'm like, nope, no vegetables. Okay, I just wanted to check. So obviously they haven't heard of the carnivore diet, or they have heard of it and they don't like it because people don't go to Subway a lot. That's probably why they come up with these protein bowls. But it's still protein, but it's got a bunch of veggies in with it. No bread. You know, I think they assume that, well, people don't want the bread, but of course they want all the veggies. And, you know, to be, I don't know, that's their business model, right? Is building Subway sandwiches. You know, lots of bread, lots of veggies, and all kinds of different meat that they have. So yeah, they weren't built around the carnivore diet, so you know, you can't blame them for what they've been doing for years and years. But yeah, I used to love Subway. We used to go there all the time. My family's always liked it, and yeah, not so much anymore because I don't want all that bread, and with carnivore I don't want all the veggies. So I got the protein bowl, you know, and I don't know, is it really worth it? It was about $10.19 for just that little bowl of meat, and I can do a lot better. I can get a lot more meat for more money, so it's really not worth it. But it sounded good to me, and I had a little extra PayPal cash, so I decided to use that up today. That's probably going to be all I eat, unless I grab some of that jerky that I have back at the office. So I guess I'll assume that I'm going to eat that today. But other than that, I'll be done. That'll be all I'll eat, and we'll move on to the next day.
All right, there you go. Thanks for that, Marshall. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey folks, Big Anklevich here. It is Saturday, and I don't remember what day that makes, so I'm not going to say it just so that I don't ruin it. Shoot, I should have figured that out first. Anyways, today I had kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. We had a lot of stuff going on, and so when I went to eat, I just kind of grabbed everything that I could out of the fridge that was, you know, easily warmed up and made. So I had some ground beef, I had some ham, I had a hot dog, and I think I had some sausage. yeah, just a lot of stuff. Mostly the ground beef was what filled me up, and that was good. I ate it until I was full. And that was pretty much, that was all I ate today. I didn't eat anything else. And so, yeah, it was a good day. I was good. And yeah, we'll see what Marshall did today.
It's a Saturday, so it's a little bit more lazy morning for me. Sorry about the shaking. I realized I need a selfie stick or something. But so yeah, for this morning, later in the morning, I have made an omelet for myself. Made 5-egg omelet with, and I sliced up some flank steak that my wife had cooked up the other day and put some cheese in there with it. It was really good. Oh, I added the heavy cream instead of the milk. Not a lot, you know, just a little bit. And that made a big fluffy omelet, and that kept me full. Pretty much, I probably could have got away with just eating that today. But sorry for moving around. Shaky cam here. But I did have some hot dogs with cheese on them later in the day, and I did have some pork rinds as well. But my wife and I, looking at the things that we're buying, like you get hot dogs and they have dextrose, which is a form of sugar, as a sugar substitute in it. And so that's probably not that good. And then like sausage has corn syrup in it. I asked my wife to get some country sausage because we've been eating mostly Italian sausage, but it looks like the Italian sausage is probably better. I don't know how you get away from that without just, you know, getting meat from a butcher all the time, to get away from the dextrose and the corn syrup and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'm just going with what I got. You know, Dr. Barry said, you know, if you're eating Spam and bologna and hot dogs and that's all you can afford, then you're on a good start. But you know, I guess there are a lot of fillers, and you know, they want to get that sugar in there for you so that you come back for more. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to keep having the kielbasa and the hot dogs and stuff like that. Otherwise, I don't know. So that's, I guess, something I've discovered lately is some of the meats aren't necessarily the best because it has the sugar in it, or the sugar substitute, or whatever. So I'll, you know, do my best and try to get around that.
All right, thanks, Marshall. So there you go. That was Saturday. I'll see you next time. All right, everybody. It is Sunday, which is day 14. And I had to go to work today, so it's kind of a bummer. I did have bacon and eggs with chorizo in them for my big meal today. And then I took the little bit of the ground beef that was left from yesterday, and I brought it to work with me. And I did eat that at about 7, though I wasn't particularly hungry. I probably could have just done without it. I did weirdly get hungry for real a little later as I was driving home, so I don't know. I didn't eat then, though. I try not to ever eat when it's almost time for bed, because that seems counterproductive. I'm not sure. Maybe it's fine. Somebody needs to do a big, long video talking about that. But anyways, yeah, I ate plenty today, and I did good. Didn't have any troubles. I was a good boy. So that was me on day 14. How did Marshall do?
For me, today was pretty simple. For breakfast, I had 4 fried eggs and 3 sausage patties. For lunch, or somewhere around there, I had a bunch of roast I cut up and heated up that my wife had cooked up earlier. I think she said she cooked it in with a bunch of butter and some garlic. And that was really good. I added some salt to it. But other than that, it was pretty much just eating the beef, and I had some pork rinds with that, and that was it. That's all I'm eating today. So pretty simple and short for today. But yeah, that's kind of what it's all about, right?
All right, so there's Marshall for you. Cool. Thanks, man. We'll see you guys next time. Okay, everybody, it is day 15, which is Monday. And today was a good day. Well, sort of. I did eat pork rinds. I was supposed to stop doing that, right? Saw them in the store while I was out this morning, and so I grabbed the bag. And I ate them while I was out. And so yeah, I had pork rinds and a couple of like bratwursts. That's what I had for my morning food before I went to work. I figured that probably wasn't going to be enough, and I needed to eat something a little more satisfying, a little more complete. So I brought frozen hamburgers with me on the way, or when I went to work. I grabbed them and I brought them with me. And at around 6 or so, I warmed up 4 of them, and I think that works out to be a pound of beef. I think they're all quarter pounders, so I had 4 of them and I ate those. And that was my food for the day. I drank a lot of water too. I never talk about that, but I did drink water. Anyways, let's go see what Marshall's doing.
Day 15 means I guess I'm at the halfway point, which is kind of an arbitrary, you know, this 30-day challenge. It made sense when Big and I were doing it. It was, you know, we were in a competition, and it kind of made sense to do another round of 30 days when I started this. And so I'm going to continue to mark it off as such. But, you know, that's an arbitrary number. And I'll probably just keep on doing carnivore for the most part after I'm done with the 30 days. And so, but I'll probably won't do videos after that. But I'll keep doing that for these next 30 days and kind of give a report on how I am after 60 days, essentially, of a carnivore challenge, except I did have a couple days in the middle there where I mostly followed carnivore, but also indulged a little bit, cheated, I guess you could say. But anyway, day 15, I decided to flip the script on the day 15. Well, just because it wasn't really working out for trying to get intermittent fasting in with me eating in the morning and eating at lunch and then not eating anything in the evening. So I decided to flip that around, and I didn't eat anything until 12 o'clock. So I didn't have breakfast. So that, you know, that helps. I don't have to worry about trying to get something cooked up and eat breakfast before I leave for work. If I'm running late, that might not work very well. So I decided to I'm not going to eat breakfast. And so for lunch time, I didn't eat till about 12:30, I think is about when I ate. Maybe a little bit before that. But so I had a couple drumsticks, chicken drumsticks, and a bunch of chicken skin. We got rotisserie chicken from Costco, and I kept all the skin from that too and ate that. And that was really good. I also, at the same time, not spread out throughout the day, I had 3 pieces of jerky and a couple pieces of Baby Bell cheese. And eating all that together, you know, was pretty filling. It felt pretty full. So then I didn't eat anything until around 5-ish. I had some pork rinds, and then I just had breakfast for dinner. My wife was making pizza for the kids, and so I did eat some pepperoni, but just the pepperoni. You know, when it was still cold. It hadn't been cooked on the pizza yet. And then I had made some scrambled eggs. There was some taco meat left in the fridge, so I made a little Mexican lasagna, or not lasagna, Mexican scrambled eggs. I thought about making an omelet, but I just did scrambled eggs. It's pretty much the same thing, right? Just different format. So yeah, I had scrambled eggs with taco meat in it, a little sour cream on the top, ate that with some sour cream. And I think that's it. Like I said, I did have some pepperoni and some pork rinds. I probably had another thing of Baby Bell cheese, another piece of that. That's really good stuff. And it's small. I like playing with the wax afterwards. So I'm just a kid. That's all I really am. So yeah, that was successful. So I'll see if I can keep that up, but it's a little bit easier. I do like to eat in the morning, but it's just I think it'll work out better this way. So we'll see. We'll go on for the next half of this 30-day challenge.
Okay, thanks, Marshall. Looking good. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, thanks for your reports there, Marshall, and looking good. So he threw it out there for me to explain why it is that we probably shouldn't be doing milk on a carnivore diet. Because, you know, milk is an animal product. It's made by cows, and cheese and yogurt and cream and sour cream and butter and ghee and all these things that they say, yeah, these are fine to have, also are from milk. So why do we not have milk? Well, milk is different than most of those things. Those things are processed down to just fat part, or more of the fat part, I guess, probably a better way to put it. Whereas milk, it's made for baby cows. And it's made for baby cows to get big and fat as quick as possible. You know, when they're born, they're skinny and they're small. And this is to help them grow as big as possible, as quick as possible, so that they'll be able to survive. You know, human babies are the same thing. And that's why we have human milk that helps them do that when they're small. But, you know, most of us who are getting on the carnivore diet are not in need of growing fast. We've grown far beyond our size, which should be. So, yeah, milk has a lot of carbs in it. It's, you know, the combination of carbs and fat that's really good at putting fat onto a mammal. So, so yeah, we really ought to skip milk. Same thing as honey, you know. Some people say honey is a animal product and you can have it. Well, I don't know. I would suggest not doing that, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Maybe if you're super healthy and you're now eating carnivore as well, you could handle honey. But, you know, it's made by animals, but it's not zero carb, which is the other name for the carnivore diet, is the zero carb diet, and that is not zero carb. So yeah, that's why we generally don't put milk in our eggs. And it's good to see that Marshall found himself a substitute. Yeah, putting cream in your eggs is a good way to do it. Make them more fluffy and still be good for you, be better for you than with the milk. I had a real problem with milk before carnivore diet. You know, I kept thinking, it's animal product, and I would drink it and I would drink it, and I drank so much milk. And we would go through like 2 gallons a week, and turns out it was all me. Because since I started into the carnivore diet, I said, okay, I'm not doing any dairy products, no milk, no nothing. I stopped drinking milk, and the milk just sat there in the fridge. None of my kids drank it. My wife didn't drink it. It just sat there. And luckily it lasted a lot longer than we expected. You know, my wife is one of those that wants to throw things away the second the date on it says that it's best if used by. Oh, well, it's not best anymore. I guess we got to get rid of it. No, it was fine. We kept it for weeks beyond that date before it finally went sour, and I did have to dump some of it. But anyways, yeah, I have stopped doing the milk, and I think it has helped me out a lot. Marshall was talking about how some people can handle milk and some can't. I think that was in last week's video, but I'm one of those that I don't think I can. You know, I do fine. It's not like it's a big deal to me, but I think it causes me several problems, and because of that, I've decided to quit, and I think it's really helped. I think this time around it's really helping me feel better. It looks like Marshall's as bad as I am with pork rinds, huh? He's having them all the time, to the point where he's trying to come up with some way to deal with it. I don't know if it matters how much you eat, although I guess Marshall was saying he might get the runs if he eats too much of it because it's just the fat. And I can understand that. I'm may have issues with that myself. I don't know. Maybe that's what I need to work on. I have heard from people that, you know, you need to lower the fat in your diet if you are having problems with diarrhea, and you should be okay. When I eat hamburger, when I get ground beef, I always get the 70-30 mix of ground beef, which is 30% fat, and there's lots of grease in it, and I put that all in. I keep it and I eat it. I make sure to pour it in with the ground beef, and I wonder if that causes me problems. Maybe I ought to try going without that, like pouring it out one time and seeing what happens. It's interesting. I don't know. Fast food. Marshall was talking about going out for fast food this time around. It's interesting to do fast food. You know, they charge you so much for the stuff that you aren't going to eat. Marshall was getting the Subway protein bowl, and it was just, you know, some cold cuts and cheese slices in a bowl. And he paid $10 for it. That seems out of control. I'm sure he could get, you know, a whole mess of cold cuts from the grocery store for less than that, and be able to have a much better meal out of it. So, I don't know. I've always found, like, not too long ago, I went to a burger joint, and I was thinking, oh, I'll get just the hamburger patty. And then when I found out how much they were charging for hamburger patties, I was just like, nope, I guess I will go without. So, you know, it just depends. I have had a few times where the hamburger patties weren't too bad. They didn't charge too much. But mostly, it's just best to skip it. In general, processed food and fast food is something you want to just steer clear of. If for nothing else, then you won't go into a place that you already have, you know, kind of triggers that will cause you to do something you shouldn't. It would be hard for me to do a fast food place. Because, you know, that's where I would get soda. That's where you get French fries. You know, you get that smell. And you're like, oh, it smells like fries. Oh, it smells so good. I got to have them. You know, it's best just to stay away from those if you can, I would say. Marshall was talking and complaining about, like, all the various things that he has been having that have, you know, hidden sugars in them. Like hot dogs have dextrose, like he was saying, which is just another name for sugar. And sausage had some other kind of sugar. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, that's a really common thing. You know, and I guess when it comes down to it, sausage is processed food. So, you know, you got to be really careful with that. You can find sausages that don't have that. And that's, you know, that's better, I guess. But, yeah, you definitely got to watch out. You know, it's really easy for breakfast sausage to be like maple flavored breakfast sausage or whatever. And, you know, yeah, skip those. Just, truthfully, if you really want to get away from that kind of stuff, if you really want to go all in, you know, you got to just give up that kind of stuff at all and have all fresh meat. I think that's what I'm going to do when we reach the end of this 30-day carnivore challenge. I think I want to do a 30-day challenge of where I eat just fresh meat only. I can have, you know, ground beef, nothing that comes in a can, nothing that comes in a bag, none of any of that. I can have steaks or ground beef or, you know, anything fresh, nothing that's packed. I want to see what that does. What would that do to me after a month? Would that make a big difference or not? I guess I'll find out. But I'm going to stick with the old splurges for a while until I get to, till we get to the end of this month, and then I'll try that. And one more thing before I go, I just want to say, Marshall, you've said this several times, that you need to get a selfie stick because you're shaking too much when you hold the camera. Well, let me tell you, a selfie stick is still held by your hand. A selfie stick is just something that makes it so that you can get the phone away from you more, so you can get more of yourself into the picture, even though you're taking the picture of yourself. What you need is a tripod. That's something where you're not holding the camera, the tripod is, and you don't have to worry about your hand shaking. So if you really want to do this video thing, yeah, you probably want to get a tripod, but otherwise, don't worry about it. It's only, what, 15 days to go, and then we'll be done. So there you go. All right, everybody, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Big Anklevich on Health.